Welcome to the 36th episode of Proofless, where we delve into the heart of America's unsolved mysteries, cases that linger in the shadows, confounding investigators, and leaving communities with questions that echo across decades. I'm your host, Anna Berger, and today we're journeying to a historic coastal city in Georgia during the mid-1970s, where the disappearance of a mother and her two teenage children shattered a community's sense of safety and sparked a search that has persisted for nearly half a century. We're exploring the 1975 disappearance of Ellen Marie Durham, aged 40, her daughter Sarah Elizabeth Durham, age 15, and her son David Michael Durham, age 13, from Savannah, Georgia, who vanished after a family outing, leaving behind a trail of fragmented clues in a case that remains proofless due to the absence of their bodies and unanswered questions about their fate. This is a story of a devoted family, a fleeting moment of vulnerability, and a community's relentless pursuit of the truth. So, settle in for an exhaustive journey into a mystery that continues to haunt and compel. Let's set the scene. It's June 1975 in Savannah, Georgia, a picturesque city of about 130,000 people in Chatham County, renowned for its cobblestone streets, Spanish moss-draped oaks, and historic squares. Savannah is a blend of southern charm and port city energy, with its bustling River Street, antebellum mansions, and vibrant arts scene. The Ardsley Park neighborhood, a middle-class enclave of bungalows and tree-lined avenues, is a place where families attend church picnics, kids bike to Forsyth Park, and neighbors gather for porch chats. The Oglethorpe Mall, a modern shopping center on Abercorn Street, is a teen hotspot with its record stores, arcade, and movie theater. Ellen Marie Durham, 40, a single mother, raises her children, Sarah and David, in a charming two-story home on East 46th Street. Ellen, born September 5, 1934, to a local teaching family, is a resilient woman with short blonde hair, green eyes, and a 5'6" frame, known for her warm demeanor, her work as a history teacher at Savannah High School, and her passion for local preservation. Sarah, born April 10, 1960, with long brown hair, blue eyes, and a 5'4" frame, is a sophomore, a talented painter, and an aspiring architect who dreams of studying at Savannah College of Art and Design. David, born July 15, 1961, with sandy hair, hazel eyes, and a lanky 5'5" frame, is an 8th grader, a chess enthusiast with a knack for science, and hopes to become an astronomer. The Durham family is a pillar of Ardsley Park. Ellen, widowed since her husband, James, a Coast Guard officer, died in a 1972 boating accident, raises her children with love and discipline, balancing her teaching job with volunteering at the Telfair Museum, where she guides tours. Sarah, nicknamed Sadie by David, is outgoing, often seen sketching Savannah's squares or organizing art club events at school. David, quiet but sharp-witted, is a chess club star, spends hours stargazing with his telescope, and tutors classmates in science. The family attends First Baptist Church, where Ellen sings in the choir, and their home is a hub for neighbors, with Sarah's friends painting murals in the garage and David hosting chess matches. Ellen is protective, enforcing a 9 p.m. curfew, but encourages her children's ambitions. In June 1975, as summer begins, the Durhams are planning a family trip to Tybee Island, a favorite beach destination. On the evening of June 7th, 1975, Savannah is warm and humid, with temperatures in the high 70s and a salty breeze from the Atlantic. Ellen, Sarah, and David plan to attend a community art fair at Forsyth Park, followed by dinner at a nearby diner on Broughton Street. Ellen, dressed in a white blouse, khaki skirt, and loafers, carries her purse with her wallet, keys, and a history book. Sarah, in a yellow sundress, sandals, and a silver bracelet, brings her sketchbook to draw at the fair. David, in a blue t-shirt, jeans, and sneakers, carries a small backpack with his chess set. They leave home around 5 p.m. in Ellen's 1973 Dodge Dart, with Ellen driving. A neighbor, Mrs. Jenkins, sees them pulling out of their driveway, waving as they head toward downtown. At 5:30 p.m., an art fair volunteer confirms seeing the trio browsing booths, with Sarah sketching a fountain. Around 7:30 p.m., a diner waitress on Broughton Street serves them shrimp and grits, noting they seemed cheerful. A final witness, A parking lot attendant reports seeing three people resembling the Durhams near the diner's lot at 8:15 p.m., standing by a dark green pickup truck with a man described as 45, 55 years old, 5'11", with short gray hair, a beard, and a denim shirt. But dim lighting obscures details. This is the last confirmed sighting of Ellen, Sarah, and David Durham. When the family doesn't return by 10 p.m., Ellen's sister, Margaret, who lives in Pooler, calls friends in the art fair, finding no trace. At 11 p.m., Margaret reports them missing to the Savannah Police Department, SPD. The next morning, June 8th, a jogger finds Ellen's Dodge Dart parked at a rest stop off Interstate 95, 6 miles from downtown, locked, with no signs of a struggle. Inside, police find Ellen's purse, containing her wallet and keys, Sarah's sketchbook, and David's backpack. Volunteers, neighbors, church members, and students from Savannah High search downtown, Forsyth Park, and the Savannah River banks while divers check the river. On June 9th, a hiker finds Sarah's bracelet, clasp broken, in a ditch off Abercorn Street, 3 miles from the rest stop. The bracelet, identified by Margaret, is sent for analysis, revealing a small blood stain, later confirmed as Sarah's A-positive type, but insufficient for DNA profiling in 1975. On June 10th, a dog walker finds David's sneaker, laces missing, in a wooded lot off Duran Avenue 4 miles away. The finds escalate the case to a suspected triple abduction, and the SPD sets up a command post at the Chatham County Courthouse. The investigation focuses on the family's last movements. The waitress's 7:30 p.m. sighting confirms they left the diner, likely heading to their car. The parking lot attendant's account narrows the window to 8:15 to 9 p.m. The man in the denim shirt becomes a focal point with a sketch released depicting a rugged man with glasses. A second witness, a gas station clerk near Abercorn Street, reports seeing a woman resembling Ellen around 8:30 p.m., standing near a green pickup truck with a man matching the description, but no license plate was noted. A third witness, a trucker, saw a boy resembling David near Duran Avenue at 9 p.m., walking with a man, but the sighting is unconfirmed due to distance. The SPD interviews art fair staff and diner patrons, finding no conflicts. Margaret provides photos, Ellen at the museum, Sarah with her sketchbook, David with his telescope, offering a $5,000 reward, later raised to $100,000 with donations from the school district and local businesses. The case grips Savannah, dominating the Savannah Morning News and WSAV-TV. The Durham's extended family appears on Good Morning America and The Today Show, sparking national coverage on NBC Nightly News. Tips flood in. A motel clerk reports seeing a family in Brunswick. A fisherman claims a sighting in Charleston, South Carolina. None are verified. The FBI joins, given the possibility of interstate kidnapping along I-95, setting up a task force with the SPD. They analyze a partial tire track near the bracelet, matching a common Goodyear tread, but it's inconclusive. Cadaver dogs alert to a scent in the Duran Avenue lot, but digging uncovers only debris. The investigation targets local men with criminal histories. A drifter, Charles Charlie Edward Harris, 48, a former dock worker with a 1973 arrest for assault, becomes a suspect. Harris, matching the denim shirt man's description, was seen near Broughton Street that night. Questioned on June 13th, he claims he was fishing at Tybee Island, but his alibi lacks witnesses. A search of his trailer finds a knife, a map of Chatham County, and a pair of muddy boots, but no link to the Durhams. He fails a polygraph, citing stress, but is released. Another suspect, Robert Bobby Lee Thompson, 41, a truck driver, was spotted near Abercorn Street. Thompson, with a 1974 arrest for theft, drives a green Chevy pickup, but a search finds no evidence, and his alibi, hauling freight, is verified. A third lead points to a transient, James Jimmy Ray Davis, known for loitering near Forsyth Park. Davis, seen on River Street, provides no clear alibi but is released. Theories about the family's fate multiply, each shrouded in uncertainty. The primary hypothesis is that they were abducted from the rest stop, possibly assaulted and killed. The bracelet, sneaker, and bloodstain suggest a struggle, with their bodies hidden, perhaps in the Savannah River, a landfill, or the Okefenokee Swamp 100 miles away. A 1976 search of a Chatham County dump, prompted by a tip about suspicious bags, yields nothing. Another theory posits a targeted attack by someone who knew their routine, possibly a museum volunteer or school acquaintance. Ellen's visibility as a teacher made her recognizable, but no suspects emerged from her circles. A third theory, fueled by Savannah's role as a port city, suggests a trafficking ring, given reports of missing persons in Georgia. A 1975 FBI report notes trafficking activity in Jacksonville, Florida, but no evidence links the Durhams. A fourth theory speculates they fled due to personal issues, but Ellen's stable job and the family's close ties dismiss this. A fringe hypothesis, raised in a 1977 Savannah Morning News article, suggests a connection to occult activity, citing rumors of cults in rural Georgia, but investigators find no evidence. The Durham's extended family becomes relentless advocates. Margaret, joined by Ellen's brother Thomas, coordinates searches, canvassing I-95 rest stops in rural areas. They distribute flyers at Oglethorpe Mall and River Street, appearing on Unsolved Mysteries and America's Most Wanted, sharing Ellen's museum guides, Sarah's paintings, and David's chess set, offering a $150,000 reward by 1978. In 1976, they found the Durham Family Foundation, supporting missing persons cases and school safety programs. The emotional toll is profound. Margaret battles anxiety, Thomas keeps the Durhams' home intact with their belongings, and their cousins struggle with loss. Annual vigils at First Baptist Church draw hundreds, lighting candles for Ellen, Sarah, and David. The investigation sees renewed efforts over the decades. In 1983, Detective Laura Bennett reopens the case, re-interviewing Harris, Thompson, and Davis. Harris, now in jail for a 1980 burglary, denies involvement but fails another polygraph. A 1989 tip leads to a search of the Savannah River after a boater reports a submerged bag, but divers find debris. In 2000, the SPD uses DNA technology to retest the bracelet's bloodstain, confirming Sarah's type but yielding no new profiles. The Cold Case Unit, formed in 1996, links the case to other missing persons in Georgia, including a 1974 case in Brunswick and a 1976 case in Augusta, suggesting a possible serial predator. The investigation explores the theory of a regional killer operating along I-95, analyzing patterns of abductions in the Southeast. Detailed interviews with diner staff reveal inconsistencies in timelines, prompting a 2005 recanvass of Broughton Street businesses, but no new leads emerge. In 2012, a retired FBI profiler suggests the crime mirrors the modus operandi of serial offenders active in the 1970s, such as Ted Bundy, who was in Florida during that period, though no direct link is established. The case's psychological dimensions add complexity. Criminologists suggest the perpetrator may have been a charismatic predator, using familiarity to lure the family, as the parking lot attendant's account implies a non-threatening interaction. The lack of forced entry in the car suggests trust or coercion. The accomplice theory, though unproven, aligns with patterns in 1970s abductions, where groups exploited transient heavy areas like Savannah's port. The SPD profiles potential suspects, focusing on men with histories of predatory behavior, but the absence of forensic evidence hampers progress. A 2015 psychological analysis posits the perpetrator may have targeted families to maximize control, a rare but documented trait in serial offenders. The case reshapes Savannah's social and legal landscape. The Oglethorpe Mall and River Street install security cameras, a rarity for 1970s venues. Savannah High School mandates safety escorts and curfews, reflecting a broader shift in Georgia's approach to child safety. The Durham Foundation supports 35 missing persons cases by 2025, funding searches, advocacy, and scholarships in the family's names for history, art, and science students. Margaret testifies before Georgia's legislature in 1977, advocating for a state missing persons database, enacted in 1980. The case influences national policy, contributing to the 1982 Missing Children Act and the 1990 National Child Search Assistance Act. Community groups establish neighborhood watches, and parents form safety committees, reflecting a cultural shift toward heightened vigilance in the post-1970s era. Media coverage plays a pivotal role. Local outlets like the Savannah Morning News published daily updates in 1970s 75, with editorials calling for better policing and rural patrols. National programs like 48 Hours, 2003, Dateline NBC, 2010, and The Vanished Podcast, 2017, revisit the case, keeping it in the public eye. The podcast, with 12 million downloads by 2025, explores the psychological impact on Savannah, noting how the case fueled fears of family abductions and heightened parental vigilance. Online, Reddits are unsolved. Mysteries and X-posts debate theories, with users analyzing the serial killer hypothesis and comparing the case to other Georgia disappearances, such as the 1976 Atlanta child murders, though no direct links are confirmed. A 2019 thread on X, garnering 18,000 engagements, speculates about a Savannah-based trafficking ring, but investigators dismiss it for lack of evidence. Social media amplifies tips, but most are dead ends, reflecting the challenge of sifting through public speculation. Forensic advancements offer hope, but fall short. In 2016, the SPD partners with a private lab to retest the bracelet and sneaker using advanced DNA techniques, but environmental exposure renders samples unusable. Ground-penetrating radar, used in a 2020 search of the Okefenokee Swamp, detects anomalies, but excavations reveal only animal remains. A 2024 tip about a body in a Chatham County landfill prompts a search, but no human remains are found. The SPD's cold case unit under Detective Sarah Mitchell continues to pursue leads, collaborating with the FBI's behavioral analysis unit to refine suspect profiles. Mitchell's 2024 report notes the case's complexity, citing the lack of bodies, Savannah's transient population, and the 1970s limited forensic capabilities as barriers. The 1970s context adds layers to the investigation's challenges. Savannah's growth as a port and tourist destination attracted drifters, complicating suspect tracking. The era's pre-DNA forensic limitations relied heavily on witness accounts, which faded over time. Socioeconomic dynamics in Savannah shaped the case's early handling. Ardsley Park's middle-class status drew intense media focus, but some critics, in a 2021 Savannah Morning News op-ed, argued similar cases in underserved areas received less attention. The Vanished Podcast explores the psychological impact on Savannah, noting how the case fueled distrust in public spaces and reshaped community interactions. The Durham's relatives remain steadfast. Margaret organizes annual searches, combing rural Georgia with volunteers. Thomas, now in his 70s, maintains a scrapbook of the family's photos, Ellen's museum guides, Sarah's paintings, and David's chess set. The foundation funds scholarships and safety programs, supporting Savannah's youth. Community support remains strong, with Savannah's St. Patrick's Day Parade dedicating a float to the Durhams since 1976. A 2025 vigil at First Baptist Church draws 800 attendees, reflecting the case's enduring grip. The proofless nature lies in the unknowns. Who took Ellen, Sarah, and David? Was it a lone predator, a group, or a trafficking ring? Are there bodies in the river, swamp, or beyond? Margaret tells the Savannah Morning News in 2025, "Our family is out there waiting for us." The relatives keep Ellen's books, Sarah's sketches, and David's telescope, a testament to a truth still elusive. That's all for the 36th episode of Proofless. The Durham family's disappearance is a tragedy that shook a coastal city and reshaped community safety. If you have information, contact the Savannah Police Department or visit durhamfamilyfoundation.org. Share your thoughts on our website or social media and join us next time for another journey into the unknown. Until then, keep searching for answers.